original member of the Black Panther Party. Please give him a warm welcome.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. All power to the people.
All power to the people.
Whenever we address the people in our community, we start with the phrase, all power to the people. That phrase was made very famous by the Black Panther Party, and it went to the heart of what the Black Panther Party stood for. The Black Panther Party was a political organization that responded not only to police abuse, but the political abuse that exists in the system that continues the inequities and the other faults that we have with the system that continue to this very day. I was asked to speak here, and I thought, what can I say to these people who are really part of a counterculture, people who are not part of the status quo, so to speak, people who want a change, who want the freedom to express themselves in many different ways, and to a certain extent the system works against all of that. So I just want to say some words of encouragement to you, if nothing else, and give you some of my understanding of what we need to do in this age of Trump, so to speak. I look back at the election that took place and say to myself, what was going through the minds and the hearts of people that led to the election of this President Trump era. Things that are happening nationally and internationally are the result, I think, ultimately of people here in this country who elected someone who really couldn't fit the bill for the job. He was not ready to act as spokesperson for the American people, and it's very clear to anybody who's staying abreast of what's happening in the world. And I say today, how did this man become president of the United States? I mean, it's just perplexing that the electorate, the people who participate in the political process, elected someone who's totally, completely unfit to be president. So we're now facing an impeachment process that most people here has never experienced before, right? But I think that it's clear that we need to do whatever we can to support this effort to impeach this man who has no hope of changing. But I think what we need to do is try to understand, how did we get here? How did this man become president of the United States? Well, for one, 40% of the American people who were eligible to vote didn't vote. That's the number one reason why he became president. And I think that we as conscious people need to understand that it is our responsibility to make the system work. If we don't get out and vote, people say, well, you know, voting is not going to do anything. But I know in the history of black people in this country, we fought and died to have the right to vote. And for black people not to vote now is an insult to those who lost their lives ensuring that we had the right to vote, right? So as a member of the Black Panther Party, we believe not only in the electoral arena that we should participate, but we also felt that we had to go out into the community and organize the people and to educate the people. There was a phrase, educate to liberate. We really meant that. We need to go out physically in the community, engage the community at all levels, and involve them in the political process. So that was the legacy of the Black Panther Party. That legacy needs to be rekindled. We need to form a new Black Panther Party, so to speak. A group of people dedicated and organized to not only confront the system, but to educate people and to assist in the liberation of people. And not just in dogmatic terms, but people in our community are hurting, right? People in our community have needs that are going unmet. And those needs will not be fulfilled if people are not organized, right? So I think that we need to look at the legacy of the Black Panther Party and understand the importance and the significance of an organization like the Black Panther Party and why it emerged and what impact it had. Black Panther Party had an international impact. There were Panthers in New Zealand, Panthers in Hawaii, Panthers in Brazil. It was an international movement. It really wasn't just about organizing in the United States. It was an internationalist organization to hook people up internationally. When we reformed the Black Panther Party in LA, there were helicopters flying over. And it was a way to intimidate and to tell the community that we were something they should be afraid of, something that they shouldn't relate to. The whole purpose of the show of force, so to speak, when we reorganized the LA chapter here in Los Angeles, their effort was to stop that effort. They didn't want the Black Panther Party to come back again to Los Angeles. A little known secret was the original chapter here in LA. They attacked that chapter. There was actually a physical military assault on the LA chapter. Chief Gates at the time, LATD, even brought a tank to the 43rd and Central headquarters of the Black Panther Party, right? So with this whole effort to cast the Black Panther Party as some kind of criminal organization. And actually, it was a party, an organization that was dedicated to liberating and organizing the people, right? So that's the legacy of the Black Panther Party. And I'm proud to say that I was a member that continued the struggle of the Black Panther Party during the 70s into the 80s. After the Black Panther Party closed its doors in early 1982, we did not just give up. We formed the New Panther Vanguard organization, and it was an effort to continue the legacy and to educate the people about the history of the Black Panther Party and what the Black Panther Party was attempting to do during the 60s and the early 70s. You know, so I'm just here to encourage you to study the history of the Black Panther Party. There are many documentaries on the Black Panther Party, and I think we will learn something that we can apply to our efforts in this era to continue to demand and to organize people around their needs and what their aspirations are, so to speak. So I just want to be here and encourage you to hope that you will involve yourself politically, because that is one of the things that is lacking for educating the American people. Again, 40% of the people who were eligible to vote when Trump was elected didn't vote. And one of the main reasons why he became president, because people let it happen. It is set back, didn't make the effort to go to the polls and indicate that, hey, I don't want to vote for this man, right? And as a result of their negligence, so to speak, we're in a situation now where a legitimate effort is moving forward to remove him from office. And I think we need to understand the process and why that's important. So I just want to thank you for having this opportunity to speak to you today, and hopefully the words of encouragement that you be involved with. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Kwaku, original member and attorney for the Black Panther Party.